Let's take a couple of minutes and we're going to walk through the Bluetooth settings menu on your Pioneer NEX in-dash receiver. Even though your particular in-dash receiver may have buttons on the side or across the bottom like this one, the on-screen operation in this demonstration is identical for the following Pioneer NEX models: AVH-1300 NEX, AVH-1330 NEX, MVH-2300 NEX, AVH-2300 NEX, AVH-2330 NEX, AVH-3300 NEX. Now the first thing we'll look at when we check out the settings menu for Bluetooth is we are going to look right here at the Bluetooth telephone, and I see the Bluetooth logo is lit up in blue. That tells me that I actively have at least one phone connected to this system. So I'm going to touch the telephone menu here, and we see the phone book is the first thing at the top, and I can actively tell the system to update any changes that I've made to my phone book by touching the button right here. That will read the phone book from the phone and update the information stored on the in-dash receiver. Next is I can see that my actively connected phone is this one right here. That's the Nexus 5, and it gives me information about my connection to my cell service and the battery for the system. Next up is the gears, and that's the Bluetooth settings, but you can see those gears are grayed out. So let's hit the X there. And we'll try this way. We'll go to the gears and down to the Bluetooth settings, but again, that system is grayed out, so we have to engage the parking brake. When we engage the parking brake, you can see the Bluetooth system becomes available, and we can enter into the Bluetooth settings. The first thing we see here is the connection menu, and this is the menu that we can use to pair other devices. So let's open that menu. Right now you can see we have one phone connected to the system, and if I wanted to delete this phone from the system, I can do that by touching the trash can right here. If I want to search for other devices to connect to the system, I can touch the magnifying glass button, and that will search for other devices. Now please keep in mind that when you're connecting a phone, many modern cell phones require that the phone be unlocked and the Bluetooth screen is active on the phone in order for that phone to be visible by the in-dash receiver, visible through Bluetooth. So you might have to actively open up your Bluetooth menu on your phone to connect. Let's go back up. Next up is Auto Connect, and I can choose to switch Auto Connect on or off right here. We're going to choose to switch Auto Connect on. Auto Connect is very useful because once you've paired your phone and you get in your vehicle and take a drive somewhere and shut the vehicle off, when you come back, Auto Connect means that the in-dash receiver and the phone will find each other and automatically reconnect so you can use your phone again while you're in your vehicle. Next up is visibility, and we can choose to switch visibility on or off, and that is the visibility of the in-dash receiver to other Bluetooth devices. If you can't get the phone to connect to the in-dash receiver, make sure that you have visibility here switched on so that the in-dash receiver is visible to other Bluetooth devices. We'll make sure that that is switched on for right now. Next up is the PIN code, and most modern phones will not require a PIN code in order to pair the phone with Bluetooth. But if your phone does require a PIN code, the default PIN code for the NEX in-dash receiver is 0000. If you want to change that code to another code, you can do that right here. But again, most modern phones will not require a PIN code. We'll go back up. Let's scroll down a little here. Next up is our device information, and this is a screen that will show us information about the in-dash receiver. You can see the name of the in-dash receiver when you're searching from another device. That's the name to look for, and the specific Bluetooth address assigned to this in-dash receiver. Next up is auto answer. Right now I have auto answer switched off. You can also choose to switch it on right here. Most of the time I like to check the caller ID of an incoming phone call before I answer, so I'll keep auto answer switched off. If you would like the system to automatically answer phone calls when you get a call, you can choose to have auto answer switched on. Next up is the ringtone, and this is the ringtone that you will hear come through the in-dash receiver. You can choose to have the ringtone switched on or off. For right now, I'll keep the ringtone switched on. And next up is invert name, and invert name refers to the phone book as we import names from the phone into the in-dash receiver. Depending upon your phone type and how the names have been imported into the phone, you may need to invert those names in order to switch last name first, first name last, that sort of a thing. So for right now, I could say to invert those names. Right now, I'm going to say no thanks on that. And finally, at the bottom here, we have Bluetooth memory clear. Occasionally, you may want to just delete everything out of the memory from the Bluetooth system and start fresh. You can do that right here. When you're done making your adjustments to the Bluetooth system, you can hit the X to escape.